I told you last week that I would bring you a little addendum to the course, a very short little message that might help. And the first thing I want to do is read you what are called Gandhi's 7 deadly social sins. So here they are: wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, religion without sacrifice, and politics without principle. Doesn't that last one get you? And so I think, mentioned something else, or I planned on, which is called Gandhi's paradox and the myth of no effect. So what Gandhi said was, and what his paradox is, nothing you do as an individual matters, but it's vitally important that you do it anyway. Why? Because you are just one person out of, worldwide billions, millions in the United States, hundreds of millions in the United States. Okay. What can little old you do? Well, you're right in that one individual action doesn't create a huge difference, and it does in certain personal levels in individual lives, but not in terms of social change. It's the collective of individuals, right, that makes that difference. Okay. And I think now with crowdfunding, we can see that happen in real time almost. If you might contribute $5 or $10 to something, somebody's issue, somebody's problem, somebody's need, that would make no difference at all. But a whole bunch of people contributing that, you can see the money just build, and the transformation that money will provide in that family or in that person's life. So it's exactly the same way with social change. And the most minimal thing one can do that doesn't take a lot of effort or energy or money or time is voting. So I want you to think about that with everything you've learned this term and in your other courses, I'm sure, and everything that's going on in the world, wherever you come down, on the whole, all the issues. I want you to understand that your vote does count. It counts hugely as part of the whole, all right? Part of the collective. I always tell a story in class when we talk about this with my grandparents. One was a Republican and one was a Democrat, and they voted religiously in every election, not just presidential elections. And believe me, you can't just vote in presidential elections. You have to vote in all of the elections. And so they effectively canceled each other's vote out, right? But it was crucially important that they did it, to them and to the whole idea of a democracy and a democratic system. So just remember that it's that your individual action, whatever it is, in whatever way, becomes part of the collective action. And that's what creates change and transformation. So I'm going to read you those 7 deadly social sins one more time to get them in your head. Both of these things, as I said, you can find on the internet quite easily. So here's Gandhi's 7 deadly social sins one more time. Okay? Wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, religion without sacrifice, and politics without principle. Thank you for being with me this term, and I wish you the best in your educational and life journeys.